What's so frustrating is the amount of people that have nothing to do with EBT saying that there needs to be reform on the EBT system, but yet they don't even know the system, because the amount of comments saying we should be requiring everyone on EBT to get a job.
Here we go again. Another round of why me from people who built their entire lifestyle around government aid. The new food stamp rules are simple. If you can work, you should work. And yet, every time accountability shows up, it's the same meltdown all over again. This isn't about cruelty, it's about fairness. Hard-working families are grinding 40, 50, 60 hours a week just to cover their own bills while still paying taxes that fund these programs. So maybe it's time to ask, who's really being left behind here? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read them all. All right, let's get into it.
Oh my gosh, I feel so bad for people who on Section 8 and on any government assistance. Trump said no more. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy like I got kicked off of Section 8 2 years ago and just started paying regular rent. It's hard, but what about all these people who can barely pay this stuff? Project 25 calls for cuts for all government assistance programs, including SNAP, Medicaid, Section 8, housing assistance, VA benefits. And what's really breaking my heart, I don't care what nobody got to say, mostly people who are on Section 8 is women with kids. It's about to be so many homeless people now, y'all. And not to mention, my cousin just got a letter from her landlord 2 days ago stating that he's selling his whole apartment complex because it's no more Section 8. You cannot get comfortable with anything that's dealing with government assistance. Like, they can throw you off at any given time.
Healthier food is more expensive than junk food. Okay? Oh my God. I'm so tired of hearing you dumb in my comments. Well, reading it in my comments, honey. Or hearing it in my shit, honey. In my lives I go to and shit, I hear all kinds of debates about people saying the same shit. They don't mind people eating. They don't mind people that eat. But honey, they can't eat junk food. Okay, if they have food stamps, they're not getting that much, just so you fucking know. It's not this horrendous trillions amount of money. That's all satire that you all see on the internet, okay? That's fake shit. That's not real. It's not realistic. So what little money they do get, they need to make it stretch. Now, if healthy food were more affordable, would you buy more of it too? Do you buy more junk food and processed foods than you do organic and all natural foods? Because I highly doubt that you all are all organic. I highly doubt that shit. I don't see y'all going to the organic market. So shut the up. Okay, because now you're just saying they shouldn't get to eat hardly anything. So they should starve. So you're still saying people should starve in the long way. You're just saying it in another way around. You're still saying the same shit, you fucks.
Let's stop pretending price excuses automatically justify junk food on taxpayer dollars. Yes, healthy food can cost more, but that doesn't make Doritos and soda a necessity. People who actually work and budget still manage to prioritize basics: rice, eggs, beans, vegetables. Quick gut check for the folks who actually buy their own groceries. When money's tight, what are your non-negotiable 3 items? And which 2 things would you cut from SNAP entirely? I'm taking notes from the comments. But anyway, in our next video, we have a woman who makes excuses not to work and then wonders why poverty persists. Let's move on.
Y'all gonna hate me for saying this, but sometimes it's illogical for people on government assistance to get a job. Just because somebody is able-bodied does not mean that they're able to work. Because you have to look at it from a stance of survival. If I'm getting Section 8, if I'm getting food stamps, if I'm getting all my needs met on government assistance, what do I stand to lose if I go get a job and they start cutting my aid? Now I'm homeless. Now I can't afford to pay my bills. Now my kids don't have food, because once you start working, they will start cutting your benefits. And the issue with the system is they don't teach people how to survive without the benefits. The system is designed to keep people on these benefits and dependent on the government. What we need is a revamp of the system where we focus on job readiness, where we focus on teaching people budgeting. We focus on teaching people how to spend their money, how to live, how to thrive. Right now, all we're doing is creating a generational poverty cycle. And I know a lot of y'all are going to get mad and going to get triggered and not listen to what I'm saying. But if you were in a position where you're a single mother with children, right now, you don't have to worry about where your kids are going to live. You don't have to worry about where your kids are going to eat. Would you risk that for the sake of saying you're employed.
Okay, it's not fast food, it's 7-Eleven, but I've been told that you can use your food stamp card to go in and pick out a pizza and they will cook it for you. So let's see. Which one do I want? I think I want the breakfast pizza. Let's see. I mean, what is this sorcery? Who says you can't get hot food with food stamps? Ta-da! It was so quick too. Just so you all are aware, people with food stamps are not fucking lazy. I have a couple of jobs. I deserve this, so don't even come at me.
Only in this country could someone brag about using taxpayer benefits to order hot pizza at 7-Eleven and call it hard work. Having a couple jobs doesn't erase the irony. You're still depending on EBT for fast food. The point isn't whether the machine lets it slide, it's that the mindset does. People out here working full-time can't swipe for a cooked pizza. Yet somehow we're supposed to not come at you? Nah, this is exactly why folks are frustrated. The system keeps rewarding convenience over accountability. If you think the system's broken, drop a comment and tell me what part frustrates you most: the rules, the abuse, or the excuses. Your take matters more than you think. But anyway, in our next video, we'll see the anger of a woman who lived on aid for years and was shocked when she finally saw the government's repayment letter.
So I'm a low-income girly. I've been on food stamps on and off for the better part of like 6 years. I moved out of my parents' house when I was 20, so I'm 26 now, so I've been on food stamps for about that long. Tell me why. I just got this fucking letter in the mail, and I haven't been on food stamps for about 6 months because I got a new job like 5-6 months ago and I knew I wasn't gonna qualify. Tell me why I got this fucking letter saying that I owe food stamps $2,095. What the f? They also don't give any options for like payment plans on here, or they didn't tell me why. They were just like, oh, just pay this balance or it's gonna get taken out of your next year's tax return. And the letter came from the collection agency, the government collection agency of food stamps. Like, they have their own collection agency. Also, how evil do you have to be to work that job? Like, I just wanna know. Like, most people who have food stamps are not like well off enough to even be paying $2,000. Like, most of them don't have $2,000 in their bank account. I know, I sure as hell don't. Like, since when did food stamps become a loaning service? Since when do I have to pay this shit back? Like, I'm thinking about it and I'm like, there's no way. There's no way that I've gotten that much in food stamps. Sorry, my ring light died. They're making me pay back like the whole thing with almost no explanation. And like, they were supposed to apparently send me a letter because I looked at this up on Reddit to see if it had happened to anyone else. They were supposed to send me a letter about a hearing and all this stuff where I could appeal this. I didn't get any of that. I didn't get any of that in the mail. So I don't know what's going on. And before anyone wants to say shit, no, I did not falsify anything on my food stamps applications. I gave all my information to them. Obviously, I didn't, once I was done with my food stamps and couldn't qualify for them anymore, obviously I wasn't telling them about like the jobs I was working then, but because I was done with the program. But like, while I was on food stamps, I reported all my income. I did everything right. So yeah, I'm fucking livid right now, obviously.
I would rather be eligible for food stamps every single day of my life than to have the convoluted attitude that y'all have against them. Why are y'all so mad that people are eating? I am so tired of seeing people celebrate this junk food ban. Who gets to decide what is junk food? Who gets to decide by whose standard? To you, that Red Bull energy drink or that Monster is junk food. But you know that single mother who's working 2 jobs, 6 shifts in 3 days to take care of her family, that's the pep in her step that she needs to be able to go on another day. That juice and candy and stuff that you are so against, that's what that diabetic person reaches for when they're having a sugar low. Those frozen TV dinners that y'all, I don't know why y'all hate frozen TV dinners so much, that y'all think are just junk food and processed. That is a disabled person full meal, their breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is their key to independence, being able to make their own food in the microwave. Y'all don't realize that y'all just want to punish people who y'all think are beneath them. Y'all are so stuck on this rage bait, this, oh, I saw somebody buying $10,000 worth of chips and $50,000 worth of soda. No, you didn't. Everybody got a story about Tom, Dick, and Harry, but when you ask them to produce Tom, Dick, or Harry, they are empty-handed.
This kind of speech always sounds noble until you look at what's actually being defended. Nobody's mad that people are eating. They're mad that the system keeps rewarding dependence while punishing the workers who pay for it. You call it survival. I call it a cycle. Red Bull and frozen dinners aren't symbols of struggle. They're symptoms of comfort built on other people's taxes. The single mom working 6 shifts, she deserves every meal she earns. But the ones bragging online about milking the system while mocking the people funding it, that's not empowerment, that's entitlement dressed up as empathy. Drop your take in the comments. Do you think the system helps the right people or just rewards the loudest ones? But anyway, in our next video, we'll watch the video of the woman who shrugs her shoulders and says we can't replace it when faced with EBT cards that are emptied in one go. Let's not waste any time.
If you get EBT, listen up. So y'all, I was at Sam's Club the other day getting groceries like normal. I was doing the scan and go, getting ready to check out. And it's telling me that I only got $6.01 in my account. And I was like, no way. I literally just got a deposit on the 13th. So I went and checked the app. And lo and behold, y'all, look at this. Y'all, somebody in Windy City Food Market, Chicago, swiped my card for hundreds of dollars. They even flagged it in the app. So as y'all can see right there, it gave me the option to contact your state. So that's exactly what I had did. And when you contact them, all they telling you that they can do is cancel your card and send you out a new card. And also that you need to go to your defects office and let them know about the fraud. So honey, as soon as I woke up this morning, I put my clothes on and I went straight over there to their defects office. Y'all, me and another lady had walked in at the same time and was standing in line. She was in front of me. Y'all tell me why the exact same thing happened to her. But instead of them pulling it off in one large increment, they was taking hers from her by $100 till they cleared the card out. But they took mine, like they just cleared my whole thing out. You know, I'm thinking they finna tell her, okay, fill out this form. We're going to get you some replacement food stamps. Y'all tell me why this lady said that no. They stopped the replacement stamps on December 20th, December 24th, something like that in 2024. But they not doing it this year. So I'm basically like, I know if they telling her that they can't do nothing for her, they gonna tell me the same thing. And that's exactly what she did. All she said that they can recommend us to do is to start locking our cards. I'll put the website down where they say you can lock your card at if this haven't happened to you yet. But yeah, but y'all, they not doing no replacement food stamps. So basically it's like if you get your food stamps taken, that's it. Y'all tell me why it was another lady that walked in there and said the exact same place took her food stamps too. The Windy City Food Market in Chicago took her food stamps too, just how they did mine. And this was also on the Atlanta news. This happening to another lady. Y'all, they are out here stealing our food stamps, and the people are telling us that they not gonna do nothing about it. Now, with this happening to so many people, I'm sure they gonna have to do something. Cause when we was at the place, the lady said that they been coming in here going crazy. Like people are getting their food stamps taken in my area, like back to back, and there's nothing that they can do. Now, me, I'm finna go file a police report. And they gave me this little paper to report it as fraud. I'm finna try to do that. But I'm finna go file a police report because, y'all ain't finna just take my food stamps.
Let that sink in. If this were a credit card company or a private bank, they'd flag the fraud and refund it overnight. But when it's taxpayer money, crickets. This shows exactly why government systems collapse under their own weight. No accountability, no protection, and no urgency. You spend years depending on benefits that can disappear in one swipe, and the state's only advice is lock your card. Maybe the real lesson here is that when the government owns your food, it owns your stability. Because when they fail, you starve. And they still get paid. What do you think? Is the real issue fraud? Or the fact that government dependency leaves people powerless when it breaks? But anyway, in our next video, we'll see the panic of the new era, where those who think Section 8 is a lifestyle are told, stand on your own 2 feet within 2 years or get out. Let's move on.
Okay, listen up, guys. I have a big update, okay? The process for removing lifelong Section 8 housing recipients has been drafted. So this is what it says. So people will not be allowed to get Section 8 for more than 2 years. Let's go, because in 2 years you should have your shit together. I don't care what nobody say, unless you disabled. October 2025 is when they're supposed to be doing the budget for 2026. So that's only in a couple of months. These rules will be sent to the states. The states will then notify tenants who have been on Section 8 for longer than 2 years. Because why are you still on Section 8, Mom? Okay. They'll notify you and give you 60 to 90 days, making you aware that the program would end for you in 60 to 90 days. A 60 versus 90-day notice will depend on the state that you live in.
Public Housing Authority representatives will be making contact with the people who are currently on Section 8, beginning with who has been on the program the longest. Okay? Section 8 will no longer be a lifestyle passed down from generation to generation. Let's go, let's go. That's called get off your ass and go to work. I'm sorry. Or, this is just a thought. Stop having kids that you can't afford to take care of and wanting somebody else in the government to help you take care of your kids, okay? While you get 30-inch bust downs and you get your nails done and your toes done and you going to Miami, you getting BBLs, baby. Get a job, okay? I'm happy. If you ain't happy, that means that you've been sitting on your ass too long. Get your ass up and go get a job, okay? The recruiting office is open. Baby, go get them good benefits, okay? That's just a suggestion. If you don't know where to start with the military, okay? Go to the recruiting office, all right? If you want some benefits for life, because at least you will earn those benefits, okay? All right, you guys have a great night.
Finally, someone said what most taxpayers have been thinking for years. Section 8 was supposed to be a stepping stone, not a retirement plan. 2 years of help is generous. After that, it's called accountability. If you can afford luxury nails, designer hair, and weekend trips but somehow can't afford rent, that's not poverty, that's priorities. The truth is, too many people treat government aid like an inheritance, not a temporary boost. And when you reward dependency, you breed entitlement. So yeah, the 2-year limit hurts, but maybe it's the wake-up call this system has needed for decades. Work, save, build, and stop expecting taxpayers to bankroll your lifestyle. Be honest. Should there be a strict time limit on Section 8 and food stamps? Or do you think long-term aid is still necessary for some cases? I'm curious what side you're on. But anyway, you know I saved the craziest video for last, so let's get to our video.
What's so frustrating is the amount of people that have nothing to do with EBT saying that there needs to be reform on the EBT system, but yet they don't even know the system, because the amount of comments saying we should be requiring everyone on EBT to get a job. Okay? That's already a rule. If you're not disabled or pregnant or have small children under 5, you are required to either be looking for or have current employment the entire time you're on EBT. That's already a rule. Or the comments say, we should be testing them. That's already a thing. When you sign up, most states you have to take a test. And you have to have a job. And in most states, or in most jobs, you do also take a test. So like that is a thing already. What's next? You're going to say we should start making regulations on what you can buy? That's also a thing. That's what's crazy is like so many people in the comments are saying that the system is so flawed and so broken, but they don't even know the system they are saying is broken, because every single rule that they keep saying we should enact to make it a more regulated system is already a rule that's in place. It's already a thing that's happening, because guess what? This idea that some random woman with 5 kids and not working is going to get lobster tails and steak every night for dinner is just a lie that Republicans keep pushing to you, so that way you will willingly cut benefits and save them money. And guess what? You're fucking falling for it. But yet none of you seem to give a shit when we're sending billions of dollars overseas to fund wars that no one's supporting. When we have billions of dollars going missing in the fucking Pentagon, not for military defense, but literally just missing because we don't know what happened with it and there's no paper trail. Guess where it probably went? In someone's pockets. And no one is complaining about government overspending then. In fact, we keep increasing the Pentagon's budget. I don't give a if someone buys 2 packs of soda. And guess what? One of those packs was BOGO. So she bought 1 pack of soda. Sue her. I'm happy she got a treat. Also, fun fact, you are statistically much more likely to get wrongfully denied for EBT than you are to get wrongfully approved. And that goes for most other government benefits, actually. And also, for the most part, if you're a single person getting EBT, you're probably getting about $200 a month, which is not even enough to feed you, let alone to pay for like steak and lobster. Y'all are just mad that people are getting the help they need, and it shows.
Here's the thing. Every time someone defends the system, they miss the point. Nobody's mad that people are eating. We're mad that people who could be working choose not to and then brag about it online. You can list every regulation on paper, but we see the abuse in real life. The luxury nails, the carts full of snacks, the zero accountability. The rules might exist, but they're not enforced. And taxpayers are footing the bill for people who treat EBT like a lifestyle, not a safety net. Don't tell us it's about compassion while we're watching working families pay $600 cash at the register while someone else fills their cart for free. The outrage isn't about food, it's about fairness. And the people paying the taxes are done being shamed for wanting accountability. But maybe I'm wrong. What do you think? Are people asking for accountability being heartless or just realistic? I'm curious where you stand. That's going to wrap it up for today's breakdown. If you made it this far, you're exactly the kind of viewer who gets it. Hit that subscribe button and check out the video on screen. It dives even deeper into how these programs got this out of control.